Okay, so I'm back here with the banana, the candle, and the laptop. I know it looks weird, but like I said, I'm not appropriate at this time. It is the Sabbath, which is a wonderful day. But I wanted to make this video to share how I came to find that I was a Hebrew and my path. Now, I will make it short because I only like to go 10 minutes or under because I think YouTube has like a 15-minute like rule or something, but I don't know. I just don't want anyone having to listen for more than that. So, growing up, I grew up in a religious family, which when I say religious, I mean they went to church on Sunday and Monday through Saturday they were okay people, but we basically, like in every church going family, they just kind of repeat the same scriptures over and over and over again. And I was not taught to pray directly to Jesus, but I was always confused at, like, what do you mean? Like, he's God, but he's not, like, because we pray to God. So I do know I had a history of voodoo in my family. My great grandma and my great aunt, they dabbled in voodoo. And I learned at a very early age that the spirit world was real and that my my parents and my uncles and aunts did not go to certain places because they remembered seeing things when they were little. But I had never seen anything at that time. So growing up, my mother started going to church more, and the more she went, it seems like she became different. She would talk to us and say, "Well, God showed me this." And we would be like, "What?" Because it really sounded bizarre, kind of crazy. Like, God showed you what? And, sometimes she would say, "Well, God told me." And we kind of thought she was like nuts. So she knew how we felt, but it was just like one of those things that you just kind of deal with. Your mother's kind of off of her rocker and you just have to deal with it, and hopefully she doesn't do it in front of your friends. So, when I was in my mid-20s, I guess my mother told me something. She told me that I was hanging with this person and to stop, and that God showed her, to tell me to not hang with this person. I didn't listen. So one night I had a dream that she was telling me again, and I still didn't listen. And there was a consequence to me not listening that was revealed to her, that was also revealed in the dream. So since I didn't listen, I ended up suffering that consequence. And I don't really want to share that right now, maybe in the future. But it kind of woke me up. It was kind of like that first whooping you get that you're like, whoa, maybe this stuff is real. So before that happened, when I was, let's say I was 25, when I was 15, I went to school with a lot of Ashkenazi Jews. One took a liking to me. And I want to say something about these Ashkenazi Jews because I know a lot of Hebrews, a lot of Hebrews like really have something against them. Like really, they're like, oh, they're the fake Jews and this and that. While some of them, they're out to destroy, there's another group of them who are out to reveal the truth. Well, I happened to cross paths with one that wanted to reveal the truth. And I remember him following me around high school almost every week saying, "Do you know the Hebrews are black? Do you know they're black?" And I remember him pulling pictures, showing me the indigenous people of the land over there. And I didn't, the real indigenous people. And I just didn't, heed to it. I didn't care. I kind of didn't believe him. But I did notice, in my comings and goings that I would find Ashkenazis treating me above all when I was around them. And I also found them staring at me on more than one occasion in a really, like a really empathetic gesture or whatever. I don't know. But that was the first time really that I was told that I was Hebrew. So when I was 25, I started getting dreams. And these dreams, I mean, they will blow you away. I mean, they had angels in them. They had messages in them. I mean, like detailed messages on how to live, what to do, what would happen to me or other people. And this is when I first started getting dreams about people who would die. And when you get that dream, it's like, oh, this is bad. But the way the dreams were coming would be in a very good light, like, oh, they're coming with me. And it was just almost like, how can you get sad? Grandma's in the hospital, and Yahoo was sending you dreams that I'm going to send the angels to her. She's coming with me. She's going to have a good life. And it's almost like, whoa, is this a bad news or is it good news? Because the dreams were so beautiful, and I didn't even ask for them. And of course, there were dreams that were really bad that I didn't want to see. When Yahoo was telling you, not to have sex before marriage, don't date this person, don't hang out with this person. It's kind of like, excuse me? I've been doing this for, so and so years. And so I slowly became obedient. And I want to really emphasize slowly, because Yahuwah was patient with me. It was not overnight. So time went by and I was wondering, like, why am I dreaming of these things, and why is Yahuwah so interactive with me, like this? Because I grew up around a lot of non-Hebrews, and they never experienced stuff like that. And I'm like, I know it's not crazy, because the things come true, and even some of them were freaked out by what I was experiencing. And I would even get calls from friends saying, can you pray and ask about this so you can get a dream? And I would always do it, and of course no charge, because you don't charge for Yahuwah's messaging. But what ended up happening was, I was hiring this woman for my business, and I did not really want to hire her because she was a little quote unquote hood. And sometimes hood people are unpredictable, and it's harder to do business with them because sometimes they just want to be outspoken, and in this society you cannot just be outspoken like that. You kind of have to adapt. One man said intelligence is adaptation. So you have to know when to turn things on and off, depending on where you are. And if you don't have sense enough to do that, blah. I'm not going to get off into that. But Yahoo would show me to hire her. And when I hired her, we were talking, and she brought up the subject of us being Hebrews. So I went home. I prayed to Yahuwah. I asked him, is this true? And at this time, I'm thinking, oh my God, not this. No. I don't want any other news. Like anything that says I have more rules and restrictions on my food, on all this stuff, I don't really want it. And that's when I had a dream that there was a mountain, and there were two black people on the mountain, and I was standing there, and a voice said, this is for the Hebrews. And I knew then that was that dream letting me know, yes, that's who you are. And I was sitting at the kids' school, and I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh no. And I'm sitting there, and this sign was there, like a sign like Camelot or whatever. And the words changed, and it said, you are lost. And I just started crying because, and some people who get signs and visions would know what I'm talking about. When you're looking at something, the words change, and then they go back like it never happened. And the words said, you are the lost tribe. And I was blown away. So I did research. And I found that we were indeed the lost tribe. And it answered my questions to why my house was actually haunted. We had an evil spirit that I had to get rid of. before this revelation, and I will make another video about that because my time is coming up to, finish the video, and you will see the banana and the candles again. So thank you for listening.